Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Go, Diego, go. That's what I'm rooting over here. But I'm going to say this. Go, Diego, go. But fight tall. Stop fighting small. That shit rhymed, right? Guess I should become a rapper. Look, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. Follow me on all platforms. Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Become a member. Do whatever it takes to support the channel. We're growing. We're happy over here. We got a good community. Make sure y'all tune in at 9 o'clock at night. Consistently going live, talking to everybody, especially the ladies, about any and everything y'all want to talk about. Nothing's off limits at the 9 o'clock live. Dog biting the cat, Clarissa Shields, Terrence Crawford, making money, whatever it takes. We even had the president call in last night. Well, someone who wants to run for president in 2028. That being said, Diego Pacheco is doing the business, but I mean, how long can he keep doing it when you're standing 6'4", 6'5", but you're fighting like Isaac Pitbull Cruz? Now, the other guy out there who's kind of doing the business, but kind of learned from this mistake is Sebastian Fundora. 6'7", 6'10", 6'12", whatever the hell he is. Big old tall fighter, man, 80+ inch reach, in there fighting like Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He got tranquilized from fighting small. He's learned from that. Still likes to get into a mashup, crash up, but he will compartmentalize himself and fight small. Shouldn't do it. But for Diego Pacheco, go, Diego, go. My man keeps winning, keeps doing the business, man. And on paper, that's all that matters, right? His last victory showed that natural talent, man, that power, composure, chin. But it also exposed a dangerous habit that could eventually cost him everything, man. And I've been saying this for the longest. Pacheco should not lose any fights, man. Big old, what's he at, super middleweight? Yeah, 168. Could probably go to 170. He could follow David Benavidez's footsteps, to be honest with you, and David Morrell and those guys. But right now, him at super middleweight with the height, the reach, the leverage advantage, if he wants, I don't think nobody will beat him. I'm just being honest with you. But when you look at the division, there's some killers out there. But when he kind of compromises his natural advantages, that's when things get a little bit tricky. Now, this past weekend, he boxed at range, used his jab, controlled the distance at times, and looked like a future champion. But it was a slugfest more often than it should have been, and gave Sajdo some big opportunities. But the thing is, when he chooses to step inside to fight these smaller opponents, now the fight is on their terms. I don't care how comfortable he is on the inside. It's too damn big and tall to be fighting on the inside like that, man. Because now you're fighting on their terms. And even though you give them the business, you're still you're in their neighborhood, in their comfort zone. And that's why he got clipped. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to trade hooks. The shorter guy with the shorter arms, his shit got there quicker and faster. He didn't have to travel as far as Diego's. But the bottom line is, you can't be out here giving people these opportunities they should never have. You know what I'm saying? And the troubling part, it isn't that he can fight small, right? It's that he doesn't need to. Why? Diego, question. You need to come on my channel. We need to talk, man. Because I'm telling you, nobody should beat you at 168. Yeah, I said it. Anybody want to unsubscribe? Jump in the river butt naked with man-eating crocodiles, swim halfway across, splash the water, see if you get to the other side. Because Hood Champion ain't jumping in to save you. Because I don't want no crocodiles biting me in the ass, especially if I'm butt naked. You don't need to do it, Diego. Go, Diego, go. Increasing your risk with zero reward. What's that about? You better do the Devin Haney. And just make the fight simple and just win. Fight small, man. That's the easiest way for you, Pacheco, to get knocked out. Almost happened this weekend. And I want to make this crystal clear. Now, this is just my opinion, all right? Fighting small does not show bravery at all. It's inefficiency. When a tall fighter gives up his height, gives up his reach, and his leverage, he removes his biggest advantages and invites chaos. Diego invited the chaos. He didn't even get into the eye of the storm. That's what he was trying to get. He got caught up in the storm, and they had some debris circling around him. He got hit with some shit. I think it was grandma's rocking chair. Put him down. Not for the count, but it put him down. Got to understand with these small fighters, Small fighters live for moments inside. That's what they want. Matter of fact, they ain't even gonna tell you to knock or ring the doorbell. They just come on inside. You're invited. So he walked his ass inside, and all of a sudden, you got the small fighter who lives for those moments to be fighting on the inside, man. Shorter hooks, looping shots, surprise counters, all of it thrives. And he got caught with I think it was a hook. Anyway, I really like Pacheco. I respect him. Young guy, doing the business. But every time Go Diego Go, Pacheco dips down, trades hooks, or squares up chest to chest, he's entering the danger zone that favors the other man. Learn from Sebastian Fundora. And this is how tall fighters get clipped, man. This is how invincible prospects, which is what, he ain't a prospect no more. I see him as a champion. Suddenly wake up on the canvas wondering what went wrong. Diego, don't let that happen to you. You got too much talent. And at the elite level, you don't get unlimited mistakes. This ain't how that works. It ain't like when you're playing a video game and you to figure out the code to how to get, an indefinite number, an unlimited number of lives and shit. This ain't how that works. One mistake, you up out of there. Now you back at square one trying to figure out a way to work yourself back up in the rankings. You better pay attention. I keep talking about this name, better pay attention to Sebastian Fundora. Take a lesson from him. Fight tall, not proud. Sebastian Fundora is the blueprint Pacheco need to study. Not early Fundora, but the evolved version. Fundora has evolved big time. He learned the hard way. Fighting tall is not boring, it's smart. You can even look at Devin Haney. He ain't necessarily a tall, rangy fighter, but he fights smart. He does what he has to do to win. And sometimes Devin Haney, like when he fought Norman Jr., he got a little bit lucky with that hook and shit, but he landed it. But the bottom line is when it comes to Diego Pacheco and Fundora, fight smart. Fight smart. Devin Haney fights smart. Fundora fights smart. Look at what they're doing. Once Fundora committed to using his jab, shit, things opened up, controlling the range, leaning on opponents, breaking them down without unnecessary exchanges. His effectiveness skyrocketed. Because then all of a sudden you dominate, and now you can sit there and get inside and start to really bang them up and chip away and get them up out of there. Because you broke down the exterior. There ain't nothing there to protect them. That hard shell, that exoskeleton is gone. You went out there, man, and just sledgehammered that shit away from the outside. Now you got, what's that shit? The Tootsie Roll, right? How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll pop? 1 round, 2 rounds, maybe 3, 4, 5. But once you get to the center, crunch. And they up out of there, man. So understand with Fundora, he didn't lose excitement. We still tune in to watch him because we know he looked like he's using that jab. We're excited to see him evolve. But then when he gets the opportunity, boy, it's over. But Fundora gained dominance. He gained dominance. And that's what Diego Pacheco needs to look and say, you know what? I don't need to figure out how to gain dominance. You already got it. But don't continue compartmentalizing yourself with the bullshit. Pacheco has the same opportunity as Fundora right now. He better figure it out because he almost learned the painful way this past weekend, man. He got physical gifts. He just got it, man. Big, tall guy able to get down to 168. That's crazy. Tall, disciplined style. When you like that, that's what it demands. His body is telling him, look, you need to fight tall. You need to fight disciplined. That's what his body told him this weekend. Listen to your body. It didn't like something in there. That's why you ended up on your ass. Height and reach, that shit's not cosmetic. That's your weapons, man. Anybody look cool, oh, look at me, I'm 168, I'm 6'4". Nah, those are your weapons. You need to be stepping. Like y'all get close to me, man. Somebody going down. Be a threat, man. That jab can dictate fights. Straight shots land before opponents can respond. That's what Diego Pacheco can do if he stays on the outside. And that leverage allows him to generate power without loading up. Deontay Wilder, another one. People are high hit, like, look at it, tall, to get that leverage and shit. When he stays tall, he forces opponents to take risks just to get close. And that's when knockouts happen on his terms, They come lunging in, jumping in, getting anxious, taking it to the stupid. Next thing you know, bing, 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 up out of there. When he abandons that discipline, though, he turns himself into an Aesop Pitbull Crew size fighter, and regular size fighters, Like Pitbull Cruz, they get hit a lot. Next thing you know, Diego Pacheco's getting hit a lot. That's not what you want, but I get it. The fans love you. The fans support you. The fans want actions, but the fans won't save you after a loss. You know what they're going to do? They're going to go, screw you, Diego Pacheco. Go, Diego, go to the back of the goddamn line. And they'll be sitting there rooting for the next one, man. Fight for the fans on your own terms, man. Fight tall. Jab, move around, pivot, angles. Someone small get into your space, clinch their ass, twist them, shove them off you. Hit them dirty on the break. And get back to your jab, your right hand. Watch Lennox Lewis, watch Vitaly Klitschko, watch Vladimir Klitschko. Watch those guys, man. There is there's a method to the madness. And then once they chip away in that exoskeleton, they can get to the soft part, the sweet spot. They will knock guys out the ring. That's what Diego Pacheco can do, because the harsh truth in boxing is fans love you until you lose badly. Fighting like Manny Pacquiao, toe-to-toe, for excitement sounds great until one punch changes everything. Once a fighter gets knocked out due to poor strategy, fans don't applaud the courage. Hell no, they start questioning your intelligence. So same people rooting for you. Yeah, that's what we want. Get him, Diego. Blood, guts, your balls, your nuts. Lose everything. Go on and become celibate. Just fucking leave it all in the ring. Then you lose, and they're like, oh, that motherfucking dumb, isn't he? Why was he fighting like that? Because you over there drinking your beers and fucking throwing back popcorn and rooting him on, stupid. So, Diego, don't entertain recklessly. Your responsibility is to win. Get that Wu-Tang cream, ching, dollar bill, y'all. Build a championship career, man. Excitement follows dominance, not the other way around. You understand? Dominate, embarrass your opponent, have the fans there like, oh, and then pick it up and punctuate the fight with a big go, Diego, go knockout. Don't punctuate the fight with a go, Diego, go goes down for the goddamn count. That's not what you want. Fight to win, man. Fight to win. I always say that. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. You need to keep finding a way to win, because you almost found a way to lose this past weekend. And that means fighting smart, not emotional. And don't worry about them dumbass fans out there rooting you on and want to see your blood and guts and nose everywhere and your brain matter everywhere and your balls in the ring. They want to see you just come out there looking for celibacy and shit. They don't care. They don't care. As soon as you lose, they're the same way they cheer you on when you win there in the mash-up, crash-up, they be sitting there poking you in the damn eyeball. You don't need to prove your toughness, man. We know you're tough. You've already proved it. We know you're tough. We know Fundora's tough. We know it. Just prove the ring IQ. Prove the maturity now. You've been doing this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You there. You on the cusp of getting a big-time fight. You ain't going to be thrown into going to 175, fighting the Bivol Bernavides, the Benavides, and possibly go to cruiserweight and fighting those guys. Like, you right there. You going to throw that away. Why? Because Leroy in the crowd, because Gunner in the crowd, because Esteban in the crowd is sitting there, because Ling Ping in the crowd is fucking trying to encourage you to go in there and risk getting knocked out for their excitement when that same one's going to come and poke you in the eyeball. Man, forget that bullshit. Fight tall, damn it. Fighting tall doesn't mean you're running. It means controlling, punishing, breaking opponents down, which is what we know you can do. And taking their confidence round by round. That's how elite fighters separate themselves from contenders who flame out early. You got the expanded gas tank. Shit, you start fighting with a little bit more intelligence. Now, you're already a very smart fighter, but you can start to really fight tall and be disciplined and rangy. You'd be surprised how easy them fights come. And you see how easy them knockouts come too, because them bozos, I'm telling you, they'll get anxious and jump in. And you're going to hit them with the bing, bing, and they up out of there. Fight for yourself, man. Fight for your money. The great ones, they don't fight for what the crowds want. They don't fight for what the crowds want. You need fans to support you. They're going to support you. They know you do the business. But the great fighters fight how history remembers. You know what I'm saying? And how do you want to be remembered? You know what I'm saying? Fight for yourself. Fight for your family, man. Fight for the money. Fight for the future. Take a page out of Gervonta Davis' notebook. I'm not saying be like Gervonta Davis, but Gervonta Davis did the business early in his career, fighting everybody, doing the business, and he just wised up and said, yo, me going out here and fighting Devin Haney and Shaquille Stevenson and all these guys, I'm just going to get my money. All these titles and unifying, forget that. I'm getting my money. I'm going to draw. My profile has got to a point I can make 20, 30, 40, 50 million a fight. We'll come out here and rob the bank. Ching, ching, Wu-Tang cream, dollar, you know the rest. But I just think you need to fight for yourself, man. Pacheco's window is now. If he commits to discipline, commits to distance, commits to intelligent pressure, he has the tools to become a major force at super middleweight and maybe even light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? If he continues to fight small out of habit, out of pride, Viva Mexico, cabrones, and all that bullshit, someone will eventually take advantage, and you know what? They won't miss. So I get it, man, but be careful. Be careful. Matter of fact, look at Canelo. Canelo, the Mexican horns be going off when Canelo get in the ring. They got the guy in the living room chilling with the crew. They got the horse dancing and kicking back cervezas and shit. But you watch Canelo. Canelo don't just get in there and turn into Juan Manuel Marquez and Barrera, Eric Morales. He don't get in there and just tuck his chin, bite down on his gum guard and just start slugging. Canelo out there boxing smart. And then when he's putting that pressure on you, it's intelligent. It's okay to fight with intelligence, show your intelligence, outbox people. You don't have to get in there and just take a bunch of unnecessary punishment to please the crowd because you know that, you at some point are going to get the upper hand of the exchanges because this weekend, you almost paid the price. You don't want that because someone will take advantage. They almost got you this weekend and they won't miss. They say you miss 100% of shots you don't take. Old boy took a shot, and he didn't miss. He ain't put you down for the count, but he got you. So this is the stage where I think Diego Pacheco's, I think his career is being shaped right now. Like after this weekend, he should be able to tell himself, I got everything it takes to go on out here and dominate, to go out here and really run the 168-pound division. But he's got to learn from that mistake and say, all right, I have everything it takes, but the discipline I need to be rangy, to be long, to pick these guys apart, stay on the outside, make the fight easy. Then once I get them frustrated by round 5 or 6, I got to have patience. And then, boom, drop them big shots on them. Make it easy, man. But don't allow your career to be shaped by your courage, by your balls, by the Viva Mexico cabrones bullshit. Nah, allow your career to be shaped by your choices, by IQ, man. And you watch what happens. But you keep fighting small, you may get your ass knocked out. And it'll be, I'll be frustrated with you because you should not lose. I'm telling you, Diego Pacheco shouldn't lose no fight. Nothing. But he gonna mess around lose, he keep fighting like that. But at the end of the day, he keeps winning. But you can see there's a dangerous flaw in this game. It's always been there because he fights small. But I just think if he don't fix that shit, it can end everything, man. Fighting small is when you're built to fight tall. Fighting small when you're built to fight tall is a recipe for disaster. It is. Don't take unnecessary risks. Use your height. Use your reach. Don't abandon your natural advantages. Like, there's no one who gets in the ring with you who can just, in training camp, become taller. In training camp, gain 6 inches in reach. They can't do that. The big man blessed you with these natural advantages, and you just happen to pick the sport of boxing. Why would you not use your natural advantages? Crazy. Anyway, better learn from Fundora. You learn from him, that could be the key to championship success. It's not about entertaining fans. It's about winning, survival, securing the bag. Entertaining comes after. Hey, y'all keep cool, man. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Somebody go get me some. I was going to get some fried chicken wings and fried rice. But I think I'm going to go ahead and get me a torta or some shit. You know what I mean? Go ahead and get me something out here, man. I'm feeling a little bit of Mexicano today, man, just to represent for my boy Diego Pacheco, man. Go get me one of these tortas with some ranch salsa. I don't even want the green and red shit. I don't want the pico de gallo. No, give me the ranch salsa. That shit tastes good. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veteran 7 continents. Yo, I'm in the breeze.